So, okay, good afternoon to everyone. Today we will see another component in the Java swing, that is the list, JList. Now, we will use the JList class and we will see the programming of the JList class. But before seeing what the JList class says, we know what is the JList class. Now, the object of the JList class represents a list of text items. Means all the text item, like in the previous class, I have shown the combo box, and this combo box, what the items are present, and we have selected from one item from this combo box, and through the button, an event is handled that the message is shown that this particular items have been chosen from the combo box. Like this, we have used that. So today, JList is basically like that. That JList class represents a list of text item. So that means the text item in the combo box, some like combo box, there will be the text items present, and the list of the text item can be set up so the user can choose either one item or the multiple item. It is dependent on the user that what it will choose. It is dependent upon the user that it can choose one component from it or one item from or multiple items from it. And this JList class what inherits, that means inherits the properties of J components class. So that means if inheritance is required, then we will inherit from J components class. So JList class has constructors, that what the JList class constructor will be JList, because the name of the constructor and the class name will be same, we all know that. So that means the constructor name will also be the same as class name. So if we the class name is JList, then our constructor name will be what, same as JList. And what will be the description, means what is the working of this constructor. It creates a JList with an empty read only mode. So that means this constructor create a JList with an empty read only model. So now we will see what a first example of the JList, that how it works, we will see that. So let's start of the programming of the JList. So we already know that we have to import, we are doing the swing programming. So that means we have to import our uh, the package of swing. So till now you have already known, familiar with that. So we have imported the package, the package of it. Then after that, this is a simple example. I am not using any event handling. So this is the simple programming because I want to see that how it works. So that's why I didn't in here use some event handling code. I am using only the simple basics code. So what it will be, we are using simple basic code. So this is the list programming. So I am naming the user defined class name as the list. So after that, what we have to do, we have to use the constructor. So we will use the constructor in it. We will use the constructor. So we have used the constructor here, and inside this, same as that, already we have know that what we have to done, we have to create the frame class object. So same as that, we are creating the frame class object. Now what I have to use, I have to use the some list model. Some list model will be present here. So that's why what we have to use, we will use default list model. I will explain what this is. I will explain it. First I will write, then I will explain that. Naming L1 equal to new default list model. Now, what is the meaning of this? That we have described the default list model, and in this default list model, what is the meaning of this? Now, the meaning of this is this list model. This is basically the list model which we have defined. Its basic thing is that it is used to return the data model. It is used to return the data model that holds a list of items. So it is used to return the data model that holds the list of the items displayed by the JList component. So that means that displayed whatever the list item displayed by the JList components, it returned the model. It returned the model that holds the particular JList component displayed items list. So that means this list model will do what? It will be used to return the data model that holds the list of the items displayed on the JList component. So, okay, after that, we have what? Now, one by one, we have to add the element in it. We have to add the element into the list because there is a frame present, and inside this frame, a list is created. And in this list, there will be the items present. So what we have to do? We have to put the items one by one into the list. So that means what? That means we have to call add element method. Add element method is used for adding the components into the list. So this add element method, through which object we should call? We should call with the default list model object. Then these items will be included into the list. So what we will do, we will call it with our add element. Do you see that list model object? So list model object we call the add element method. So that means now in this I am writing item 1. So that means it is calling with the default list model object. So the item 1 will be added to the list now. Same as that, we want many items present in the list. We want number of elements will be present in the list. So one by one, we have to add that items. So we are saying the total 5 items will be present. We want that the 5 items will be included into the list. So one by one, we are adding that with calling to the list model object. So now that means total these 5 items are added to the list now. Then what we have to do? We have to use J list. Then string list equal to new list. So after that, now the list, what we have to do? We have to fix the position of the list. We have to fix the position of the list. So that means it will be called with list object, and we know that setBounds method fix the position, so we call the setBound method with the object of the list. Now we are putting the values of two coordinates, putting the value of the coordinates, and then at last what we will do, we will add this list into the frame. So that's why it is called with the frame object, and now the list will be added to the frame. Then the same methods, frame size, it will be done, frame size and all everything, we know that it will be called what? First set size method we will call to make the frame size. So there will be two parameters in height and width, so we are sending that. After that we are calling set layout method using null, and then set another is visible, set visible method, and we are passing true. That means it will be visible. So after that, what we are doing, ending this, and inside the main, what we will do inside the main, public static void main, and this is string args, and new list, the class we have created, we are calling here. So let's save it and see what happens. So we are naming it as list dot jar. So now we'll compile it and see that there is any error or not. So we have to go to the path in which it is stored, then Java C list dot jar. There is showing error. Okay. It is a constructor, but I forgot to mention that. So this and this will same. That's why it is error is shown. what list, and what we will do, we will see now that JList some error has occurred. No arguments list. So it will be what? One minute. So constructor list different types. So here in this case we change here. To the changed. So okay, there is no error. It is the warning shown. So let's see Java list Java. List. Yes, you see that is shown. It is the list have been created. You see there is a frame created. There is nothing mentioned here, only that the frame is looking. You see that the frame is looking, and here already what? If you see that the item 1, item 2, item 3, and here we didn't able to see it, but the item 5 are also visible. So all the items are here. You see that all the items are here. What? It has been mentioned. So from there, these items are one by one added to the list, and from this list what we are any event generation, we didn't done any event generating code. So from this list what we have done, we have created event handling code. So let's try to show you how this can be done. So this is the way we have done it. So if we use some buttons concept here, that this button will be related to the item selected. So if we press the button, then the items will be selected and the message will be shown. So for this, what we have to use? We have to use some event handling code. In that case, we have to use some event handling code. So let's try to show you this code. If I am show you that how this can be done, so that you will familiar with this code. Okay, so let's start. Now we want that there we will change some modification in it. We'll do some modification in this. So what we are generating a event handling code we are adding here. So that means we have to import our what? We have to import the event handling package. So that means java.awt.event event dot star. So that means what? This now our in this program we can able to do the event handling. So next, it is the same. We didn't change it. This is the same as that. and here this inside this, what we will do, we will use that a label will be created we want. That's why it is final uh, j label, then label equal to new, this is the name of the object, so new j label. And what we will do, we will set the size of the label. So through object of the label class, that is label dot, we will call setBounds method. So sorry, we are gonna fix the positions of any components. It is a level, so that means we have to use set size. We have to call the set size. So the set size int width and height should be mentioned. That's why we are giving this. Next, we want a button will be here. So button B equal to new j button. Okay, so now it will show that button will use as a, in the over the button this message will be written as show. That means this is the level of the button. And what we will do, we will fix the position of the button. So set bounds method with buttons object. So it will take components, sorry, not components, parameters, the coordinates x1, y1, and x2, y2. So we're doing that. Some modification. This is the same as which we have defined. Now the items are present here, item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. Okay, there is no problem in it. Then in this list, we have already presented the final J list. We are calling this final J list equal to list, and set bounds method is present. So one by one it will be added, and after that some code will be written that add action listener, because we want that the button will add some event, so it will be add action listener, and now the button will be registered with the action listener. So as a parameter we will pass new action listener, action listener. So now what we will do, we have to override the method. We know the method is public void action performed and action event E. So that means we are saying what it will be shown? It will be shown as that we have to declare the string data, because the first list, from the first list it will be selected. So we are using string data, and we are using if the list, the what is the object? List dot get selected index not equal to -1. Now why we use get selected index? Now this get select index, it is used, it is mainly used to return the smallest selected cell index. It is used to return the smallest selected cell index. So we have used that. So here we have used at the -1. We have used list dot get selected not equal to -1. That means if it is equal to -1, that means no item should be selected. But we want that it will be selected from these items. One item should be selected. That's why we use not equal to -1. That means not equal to -1. So that means one time a item will be selected. We want that item will be selected. So after that, we use data and item selected. As a user item selected, the message will be shown as item selected, that is showing that class list dot get selected value, get dot selected value. So after that, we want that the message will be shown. So what we have to call it with the level. In level, the message will be shown. So we have to call the level object, level dot set text. This the date message will be shown here. Data. Okay. So that means what? That means after completing it, so what we will do now, we'll close all the brackets. 1, 2, 3. And in this we'll call the method. So let's see it, that what happened here now. Research advanced method. I have not used it. But it so first see that there is some errors